Alright, so we'll see. Actually, the timer on the giveaway is 15 minutes, so let me just, since we might take more than 15 minutes to do 5 packs, I will just change it to, let me just change it to more than 50 minutes. Where do we go to change that? Oh, timeout. Alright, I'll put this to 30 minutes. That makes most sense. Alright, 30 minutes for the giveaway. Alright, so let's open a pack. So we'll try to use the matrix here, the draft matrix, to identify which card would be the best first pick to do in a draft. If this would be pack 1, pick 1. And maybe we have the time to do a draft after that and try to put this in motion. But I figured instead of, since we have a new set, instead of giving away platinum, it's better to practice some draft and have some cool giveaways in the end. So here it is, first pack that we opened today for the giveaway. And let's see what we would pick as first pick for the draft. This is a legendary card, guys! Hype! So already this giveaway will have a very, very, very cool card in there. Alright guys, there will be a legendary call, Hero Fall legendary card in the giveaway today. That's great. Let me just open a notepad real quick to take these take notes for these. Alright, that's interesting. I'm glad that this happens for the giveaway, but I'm sad that I don't get it in my collection though. We'll see. Okay, so without evaluating the legendary card here, we have for the uncommons, we have Puke Troll, Savage Stomper, Windbore 7th, and Lookout. So Puke Troll is great, it's a strong card, but it does, you know, send us towards a very specific direction. The other uncommons are great, but I feel that often there's commons that are better suited than these to be taken. However, when we look at the common right now, we don't see a ton, right? Fire in the Roll is definitely a great card to have when you're running Ruby. And that's removal, and that's great. Funny Fat Guy, 10 for the follow, sure, appreciate it. Welcome to the learning experience. There's the Underworld Decree. There's not a lot of fixing in this set. There's mainly the 2 Decrees and the Tinkertron, so having access to Dreadling Generation is okay. Blackfire Sorcerers is okay, but I feel that what we have here as a pick 1, this is a weak pack overall, so we really rely on the rare / legendary to be good for the first pick. And this again will be going into the giveaway pool right there, so I think I would go Troll. I think I would go Fire in the Hole. Ruby is so strong and is very deep, so it's likely that we can at least get a few good Ruby cards, and this is a prime removal right there if you're playing a decent amount of Ruby. And Puke Troll, you know, might go late, but I've seen these wheels. They're very specific. If you're playing Wild and you're not playing Ruby, you're not taking it. If you're playing Ruby and you're not playing Wild, you're not taking the Puke Troll either. Definitely a card to that might wheel. It won't often wheel, but I feel that it might. I think I'd go with Fire in the Hole here. 7th is good, but it's a 6 cost, and I don't feel that you want to go Sapphire first in this draft format. But I right now I myself would go with Fire in the Hole, unless we get a dormant one. I think that this qualifies as a first pick, right? Wow, there will be some nice cards in the pool today. This is great value. I'd be curious to see what's the going price for a dormant one right now in the auction house. 'Cause. That's a ton of value right now for the giveaway. Let's see. X price. Let's go in X price. Let's see. Let me just check this out. What value are we at the giveaway right now? And I don't even think I have a dormant one in my collection right now. Oh, that's a dormant one. Let's see, what's the going price for dormant one? So this is 2 blood threshold. It's not too hard to splash. There's multiple blood archetypes, and this is a very, very, very strong card to be playing. It's about, the median for the last few days was around 700 platinum, so that's 700 platinum in value right there for the giveaway, and we're just at the first card. So the first one is a dormant one with a value of around going price of around 700 platinum. So that's a draft ticket right there. 500 at the AH right now. So we'll go with the going prices at this moment. So 500. So I think we're going with dormant one, right? It's 2 blood, it's not that bad. It's a very, very strong card. This card wins games and ends down. So yeah, I think we're going with that. So definitely a cool card. The rest of the pack was fairly weak though. And we get a chest, so let's roll at the chest. I'm not going to provide anything I win with the roll to the giveaway, but we didn't get anything. Alright. It's okay. That's okay. I think there's a very small 5 legendaries dream. 5 legendaries if in 5 packs, that would be insane. That would just be insane. So let's take the other one, see what we would draft here. We don't get a legendary, we get a rare, so... But let's look at the uncommon. Bloodsworn is extremely powerful. Very, very great. Frostbite is great, but you need to be heavy in Sapphire, so we're not taking this first. No, nowhere near taking this first. Coracle Witch is a very, very strong card overall. Standalone. There's not really synergies with other archetypes in the format. It's just very strong card. Lasher, I really like in Wild. I like to have this in the reserves. Often make the main deck, but this is not a synergy card with archetypes that we have. And when you're playing draft right now, you really want to have a deck that has high synergy. If we look at the commons here, not a lot going on. Jet Cadet, another strong Sapphire card. So there's 3 strong Sapphire cards here. There's an argument to be made, and we have even a freebooter. So 4 strong Sapphire cards. We even have a 5th one in Broodnet. So if we take a Sapphire card here, there's a definite chance that we get another one on the wheelback, and that's strong. That could be a reason to go in Sapphire early. If we take the Witch, for instance, there's a good chance that we get a Frostbite back. If we take the Brunette, there's a good chance that we get a Jet Cadet, or a Witch, or a Freebooter back. So definitely a good card here. Canyon Hauler, strong card in the Diamond archetype. Valerie Diamond archetype, very, very cool card. It's strong on its own, even without the Diamond archetype. So definitely a contender here. So if we're ignoring the rare for now, we have the choice of taking a Diamond card and sending no Diamond card at all to our left opponent, and that's a strong options. I feel that the other options would be to take one of the Sapphire cards and most likely get a second playable on the wheel, which would be fairly strong right now. But I think I would tend to go with Hauler. Diamond is just a stronger shard overall in Limited right now than Sapphire. Sapphire is often more of a support shard. And the fact that I'm not sending any Diamond signal is perfect here. So let's see what we have with the rare. That might change things up, right? It might be a cool rare. Crusaders fetch a good price on the auction house for the giveaway. Wells fetch a good price on the auction house for the giveaway. Hero Fall would be insane value for the giveaway. So let's see what we get. Warp Steel Widget. No, we're not taking this, right? If you're playing a Dreadling archetype, this card is good. but you need to have a good reason to pick it. You don't pick it first. You pick it if you're already in a Dreadling archetype. Maybe this will, knowing that this exists though, might make us prioritize the Dreadling archetype a bit more if that's what we see coming our way. I think I would still go with the Oller though, as a first pick here. I'm I think that the pick here would be the Oller. If we're not picking the Oller, I think we're playing a Sapphire card, but this is a strong enough pick on its own to justify that we pick the Oller. Send to play on another. If this would be true, but this is artifacts, so it really just works out of Dreadlings. And there's two champions that create Dreadlings, and this can be very, very big. But I think that you need Dreadlings generators before, and this is a tip right now in draft for Aerofall. You don't pick the cards that go off of Dreadlings if you don't have the generators first. It is very hard to get 2 to 3 Dreadling generators in a deck, like the recurring ones, like Dread Harvest, like the Botanist, like the even the artifact that generates a Dreadlings every turn. These are hard to come by. There's a lot of decks that run these, so you don't pick things that go off of Dreadlings before you get the Dreadlings generator. I think that one of the few exceptions are the Smash Magus, and maybe to a certain degree Deed, but things that run in blood or why that goes off of Dreadlings are very, very, Dreadlings are hard to come by. So this only keying off of Dreadling means that you need the generators before you go with this card. You're never going to see another widget. Yeah, since this is pack one, pick one, this is going in a very specific direction, and I much prefer keep my options open. So I would still go with the Oller. We don't know if we're going to get Dreadling generation or not. We might just not get it. And even if we don't get any Valor, synergies with the Oller, if we're playing Diamond, we're just going to play it anyway. So this is why I'm going to go with it. So we have the Warp Steel widget here. I don't know what's the price, but it's most likely a very, very low value error, so that's okay. We have a dormant one for the first pack, so here it is. We're going to do a nice spin. It really depends on the pack, but I don't usually take Mama Yeti first. I take the, if I get a late Yeti and I don't have anything else, I take the Yeti, and then if I see a Mama Yeti, I first pick it. But for the most part, I'm not taking Mama Yeti first. 70 is okay though. That does work. Thanks for the follow, Tidin. Appreciate it. Welcome to the learning experience. So let's continue with the draft here, with the pack opening, the third one. Let's see what we get. We get another rare. Oh, this pack. Wow. Okay. This is going to be a hard one. Okay, so uncommons right out of the gate. We've got Spearcliff Captain, Intimidator, Zentat Ziller, Oakenshrid. These are all playable cards. Trade Corporation TV, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the learning experience. These are all playable cards. I feel that out of the uncommons, the Captain is the clear winner in terms of power that brings to the table. This provides a very strong body for the cost with the Valor, and then it provides evasion to your other threats. It's just crazy good. Just crazy good. What we have here for the commons, however, there's a ton of great commons. Blazing Hammer, usually you take over most of the uncommons. It's that strong. It removes a troop or goes to the face, it gives reach. This is great. The one thing that goes against it is that it's double ruby threshold. However, you do splash for this if you have it. We have a botanist, very, very strong. When you don't have great uncommons, botanist is very strong. It's an enabler for the Dreadlings deck. We have Magus as well. It's fairly decent as a first pick. I would pick Magus over the Druid. I think I would pick the Botanist over the Druid as well, and over the Ruthless. I think I would pick these 3 commons over these 3 uncommons most of the time. However, I think I would just go with Spearcliff Captain here. It's so strong. This is one of the prime commons. This is one of the best non-rare cards in the set for limited. Zealot is great, but you know you're going into a specific archetype very early, and it's extremely hard to splash. There's also the fact that it's Sapphire, so it's a bit weaker than the other shards. So really don't know anything. I really don't know anything. Thanks for the follow. I managed to pronounce it. Alright. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the learning experience. Yes, Captain is the 3-cost double diamond threshold Ardent Troop 2/2. When this interplay creates a Vader, when this attacks, Vader's troop gets flight. So extremely strong. So I think I would just go with the Captain here. But we don't know the rare yet. So let's find out. For the giveaway and for the first pack one, pick one, what is the rare? Shackles of Malice. Huh. At the start of your turn, lose 2 health. And then the offer encounter this. When there are 4 more offer encounter, remove offer encounter, transform this into a Malice Demon. Malice Demon is 8/8 Flight Crush, but to be able to go to that, you need to lose 8 health. That is a ton of health in a very aggressive format, so we are not taking this as the first pick. We're not even taking this as the second to last pick. This is unplayable right now. Unless you manage to have a lot of live game, and there's not a ton of it in the format, I don't think you're running this at all. I really don't think you're running this at all. And I assume that this is 31 platinum value shekels. So although it pains me a great deal to pass on a blazing hammer, I still think I'm going with the Captain here. We're not passing any other great diamond cards, so yes, we're passing some strong ruby signals, but we're not passing any diamond signal, and we're getting one of, if not the best diamond uncommon in the set. So I'm waiting to see some generate encounters. Yeah. Fencing L, 24 L champion with diamond blood. Yeah. True. Yeah, that is a great point though. That is a great point. There are champions with a ton of health. You can clearly achieve 25 health in this meta with Renner, for instance. And then you play this on turn 1, and maybe by turn 5 you get to have your Malice Demon. But the problem is that by that time they know it's coming. And even more so, you're giving a lot of health pool equity in the equation. Not to mention that from the reserves after game 1, they might just have constant removal. They might also just have a removal for the Malice Demon itself, in which case you pay 8 health for nothing. So I really don't think you're playing this. I don't see well why you're playing this unlimited. Even if you're playing IL champion, even if you have a lot of stall and a lot of life gain somehow, I don't think this is what you want to be doing in this format. And late game, the problem is that you put this out late game, you need to wait 5 more turns and lose 8 health to be able to get the Malice Demon. So in what world are you dragging a game of limited and hero fall to turn 13, 15, 14, right? It just doesn't make sense. Best case scenario is not that good and it's risky. And worst case scenario, this is just a dead card. And it's even worse of a dead card. If you play it, you might just die. So yeah, I think it's straight up unplayable and limited. I think it's an error to play this one right now. I would be happy to be proven wrong, but I do think that this is not a card. Here, to me, it's a strong choice between Blazing Hammer and Captain. And I would tend to go with Captain in this set since there's not a lot of Diamond. If it would be, you know, a bunch of good Diamond cards and the Hammer, I think I would take the Hammer. But I'm taking the Captain here. Alright, so... Well, they need to have some weird rares, build around rares that sometimes are insanely good and you steal a game, and that creates for a very entertaining, very memorable moment in draft and playing X. So that's great for the experience. But if we're talking of efficiency, you know, good cards, this is not one of them. You do need these cards if you want to have a cool drafting experience. So, fourth pack here, let's see what we would pick. And let's see what we will add to the giveaway pool today. Second legendary for the giveaway pool. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Alright, so what's happening? Let me just catch up with it. This is this guy online? No, I'm not offline right now. Hey, Miles here, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the learning experience. So now, right now, look at this. Look at this. We're going to have 2 legendary cards in our card pool for the giveaway today. If this is another high value legendary card, we're going to split the giveaway pool to have two pools instead of one. I think that's the sensible thing to do. It depends on the value of the card. So if it's like anywhere 500 platinum and up, we're going to split the legendary into 2 giveaways. Alright, so before looking at the legendary here, the uncommons, Grimskull Tactician, it's a great card. The problem with this card is that it is an underworld troop in an Ardent Shard, and this makes it so that it's really hard to put this in a diamond deck most of the time. It's still good though, it's perfectly fine, but it doesn't help with the Ardent team, so you know, you need to be careful with this one. Ardent Officer, it's the best. I would put a stake, you know, a stake in the ground here, a flag on the ground, and I'll say that this is the best uncommon in the set, the strongest of the prismatic ones. Lasgard Bloodsworn is insanely good, but giving +2 attack and +1 defense to all your Ardent troops when you attack is just insane. This one closes game like no other. And there's a ton of 2-drops and 1-drops that you want to be playing in Diamond and Ruby anyway. So if you put this on turn 3, more often than not, if it's not removed from the board, the game ends on turn 4. It just ends. So here for the rest of the commons, Taste for Blood, nothing nearly as close to the power level of Ardent Officer, Grimskull Technician, and Bloodsworn. Razor's Edge is very good playable card in most Ruby decks. You run 1 or 2. Gruesome Deed, one of the premium removal in Blood at common. However, this is first pick, so we don't know if we'll have fodders for it, but that's a very strong consideration here. Ariadis is great. Stinkhorn makes most of the wide deck list as well. Braves goes really well in Diamond. I think I would go with the Ardent Officer here. If the legendary is not too insane, but because it's just that good, right? Even an average, you know, Diamond Ruby Ardent deck with a bunch of with 1 or 2 officers is just insanely good. So Reloading browser doesn't help either. Guessing Twitch hates me. Yeah, that might just be because I'm online. I'm not dropping any frames right now, and things seems to be going great. So, not it must be maybe your browser or. I got a couple of chickens. Yeah, yeah, chickens would do. Chickens would do. So here, I think we would go with Officer. I could see an argument to go with the Brave, hoping that no one gets the Officer, but it's so unlikely that no one gets the Officer, right? Ruby and Diamond are the deepest shards in this set, I feel. There's Diamond has a ton of removal and a ton of playables. Ruby has a ton of removal, a ton of playables. You often have support for 2 to 3 drafters in both shards on the table. So I think taking the Ardent Officer here is a decently low risk, very, very high reward situation. So we need to have a strong card here to pick it over the Officer. So let's see what we get. And this will go into the giveaway pool. Empress of Ice! This is crazy. This is just insane. There's no way you would pass Empress of Ice. It's just worth a lot more than a draft anyway. And it's a strong card on its own. So, this is just crazy here. And Caliban is really strong. This is just crazy. We're going to have insane giveaway today. We open an Empress of Ice and a Dormant one. And if I remember correctly, this one goes to more than 1k platinum, right? Yeah, it's worth a lot. Price Empress of Ice. I know it was 1k a day or two ago. Prince. Price Empress Ice. Yeah, it's good. Like it's upwards of 500 platinum. So I think we're taking the Empress of Ice here, and this is going to make for a very, very cool giveaway. 2 legendary cards for the giveaway is just good. If someone could provide me with the going price in the auction house right now for Empress of Ice, that would be good. 700. That's a ton of value. We're going to provide a lot of value for the giveaway today. Alright, so here we go. Yes, we get something! An upgrade. Yay! Alright, last pack for today before we head on for something else. Let's go with last pack here, and then we do the giveaway. And then we either do draft or more constructed. This is going to be a rare. Let's look at the uncommons right now. We've got Lost in Time, Windborn Salmon, Dead Set Rider, and once more Until the Breach as the uncommons. Alright. And the commons, the notable commons that we have here. On this side, we don't have anything spoiled, but post-spoiled is not a first pick. Here we got Llama File, Guppy Gloves, Intimidating Display. Very, very poor commons here. I think the clear pick for me would be to Dead Set Rider. It is 2 blood threshold, but it's very, very, very good. There's not a lot of flight troops in the format here. Unless we have a great rare, I think we're going with the Dead Set Rider. Again, the problem with Sapphire is that it's Sapphire, it's more of a support shard. You need to have a good reason to go in Sapphire before you do the first pick. And the Rider is just that good right now. And there are ways to enable it on turn 3. And if you somehow enable this on turn 3, it's just insane. Polyberry, I have mixed feelings for Polyberry. It's a very high variant card. And this is a very aggressive format. And this is a format that has high synergy in it. The decks that are winning are high synergy. So I think that Polyberry, most of the time I'm not running it. I've heard a lot of great stories with it, but it's a dead card a lot of the time as well. So it's like a poor man's. Let me just one thing. I want to make sure that I'm not mistaking the card with something else. Let's just IMG. Does that work? No, it doesn't work for some reason. Oh, let me just why doesn't this work? Okay, let me try it again one more time. See if I fixed it. Yeah, I fixed it. All right. So, Puttyberry pouch here is basic. I can't read it. I can't read it. Card. Puttyberry. So, zero cost, basic, sacrifices, transform target troop to a random troop with cost +1. Yeah, I don't like it. If you're dealing with a threat on the opposing type, on the opposing side, you have a good chance of upgrading it into still being a threat, so maybe a less threat, but it's +1. On your side, it's just changing a troop, and usually you don't do this on your own threats that are relevant for the board right now, because you don't want to run the chance of ruining it. So you're using it on your cards that have outlasted their usefulness on the board, and usually these cards would be low cost. So transforming a low cost into an average cost random troop I don't like it. I think this is not a card you should be running in your decks, unless you have it in the reserves and you see a very significant threat that you just cannot deal with from your opponent. Then you maybe bring this in. If you have a lot of strong interplay effect, but the problem with this is the opportunity cost. You have to spend a card in your 23, 24, 22 cards in your deck. You have to spend a card slot on this card. And to me, it is extremely unlikely that you cannot find a better replacement for that card slot that would have 100% of the time a significant impact on the board. I would play any 2-drops, literally any 2-drops in this format over the pouch, I feel. Maybe in sealed, where it's less aggressive, but still decently aggressive right now. So I don't think I would play it. So enough with the Puttyberry here. Let's see what we get to add for the last card for the giveaway today. And for the draft, it would be Paradigm Shift. Put target troop into his controller and get one as interplay. Each opposing champion puts a troop from there into play. This is a strong removal piece. Often you will have a troop in the hand, and they have to wait until you have nothing in your hand to be playing their troop or take a chance. And if they do and they get bitten in the ass, that's great. I still take the Death's Edge Rider here instead of the Paradigm Shift. But we need to consider that someone on our left is will likely be Sapphire, so something to keep in mind for the rest, because this is playable, this is playable, this is playable, this is playable in Sapphire. The rest of the cards are most likely not playable at all, besides the Death's Edge Rider. And I'd rather be going blood than double blood threshold and double Sapphire threshold for my first pick in a draft. Going with that. Paradigm Shift. Alright, so this is the last card. I don't know what kind of price it fetched though. Paradigm Shift. It should be like 50, 100 platinum kind of card. We're early in the format, there's not a lot in the Ocean House kind of thing. This is a cool card though. So right now we have a giveaway to do. I feel that we're going to give away the... let me just put back the stream notes here. Let's roll a chest. And what we're going to do is we're going to... Let me see. Let's just make something... do something that makes sense. So give away. I believe we're going to give away the dormant one and the 3 rares for one giveaway, and the second giveaway will be the Empress of Ice. This is what we're going to do with this. So you need to be active in the chat. This is the time.